Hello.
Can you? Oh, there you are. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Yourself?
Good. Yeah. Well, as good as can be, given the current climate.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. Same.
What are you spending your days doing?
Just chilling, really. Getting a bit of training in when I can.
Hmm.
Being with my son, and just chilling, just kind of enjoying the time off, really, rather than looking
Hmm.
at the downfall. Is what it is, and we can't do nothing. So I'm just chilling.
What's your setup like at home? Do you have a boxing bag at least, or are you just trying to do like running and all
I
that
got
kind of
I got
cardio stuff?
I got keys to the gym, so I can go
Oh,
in there on
cool.
my own. I go in there on my own and do a little bit of workouts and stuff like that. So it's not too bad.
Hmm. So obviously you had a big fight scheduled, pushed back. Are we still on for July?
I'm training, so I don't know
Mm.
I'm not too sure with Yard's situation. We'll see. I'm sure if it doesn't happen in July, it will happen at some time, at some point.
In terms of motivation to keep kind of honest on your chain and on your diet, is it easy? Is it difficult knowing that you don't really have a date set in stone?
Um, I mean, this is just boxing. It's a lifestyle, isn't it? So
Mm.
I'm never really too much overweight anyhow, and it's just a case of running and just keeping on top of that. So in regards to staying motivated, I have to. It's my career choice, so I can't drift too far away from it.
In terms of, because obviously, people were telling you win this fight, then it's world titles, and you're one of the elites, then, and it seems like all the hard work that you would have put in over the years would have paid off. So
It's
obviously,
exciting.
it really exciting because there's not many people, not many fighters get to that level. They don't get the opportunity, whether it's
Yeah.
because they don't have the skill or because they haven't been lucky enough to be granted the opportunity. So, does that stay with you? Are you able to appreciate this moment?
I mean, we don't never look past the fight, but it is in arm's reach. I have to
Mm,
go out there and do what I have to do, or what I can do, what I know I'm capable of doing. So yeah, it is kind of exciting, and you can never take, but also you can never take your eye off the ball. It's I'm probably a fight or two away from the big leagues and the elite.
mm.
So yeah, it's exciting, and it is you have to. That is the goal in this career, to be at the very top of the level. And the
Mm.
pinnacle of it is a world title. So I can never take my eye off that ball.
Where does motivation come into it for you? Where has your motivation come from? Because why are fighters at your level so different to the average guy that's just happy to do a 9 to 5 and let that be their life?
I don't know. When you choose boxing, you have to want to be the best. See,
Mm,
I just don't believe that there's any point in doing something and actually taking it serious if you can't be. Well, there is point in doing it, but I mean, okay, let me rephrase that. I'm very competitive, um, so I wouldn't do this if I didn't want to get to the top, or the motivation of being a world champion, and being successful in boxing is enough to push me anyway. Because
mm,
if I don't, I feel like I've underachieved, and underachieving in this sport is scary. Not being successful is scary. So the fear of being unsuccessful is enough. Is enough for me.
mm. That's very interesting. Where does that come from? Is that something, that you've always had? Have you always been competitive? The fear of underachieving, would that be something that you would carry into general life and not just boxing?
Um, I mean, I suppose so. If it wasn't boxing, I believe I'd be successful in something else,
Hmm.
regardless of what it is. Um, I've always been competitive, like growing up, just with friends or with just doing things. I've always wanted to come first, whether it's going go karting with my friends or playing football. I've always wanted to win. That's never left me, even if it's eating food first. I'm finishing food with Zelfa or any situation. I like to win. Um, so I guess it's just with me.
So when you were growing up, was there people around you that you were inspired by? Did you see people achieving around you, and did you as a child look and go, "That's who I want to be like"?
In regards to boxing or just life.
Just in life in general.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. My brother was in whatever he did. He was successful. He had a big house and stuff. There was all the people I was growing up around, nice cars and nice things and stuff like that. So everyone around me, in a certain aspect, has been successful.
Mm.
And even up until now, growing up now, there's still friends around me that are very successful in life. So it's just constant motivation, constantly. So it's constant competitiveness to make myself there, get myself in a successful position.
What is your understanding of greatness?
Greatness.
Mm.
Good question. I mean, greatness is being the best. For me, greatness would be finishing this career on top and becoming a world champion,
Mm.
being at the pinnacle of boxing. That would be greatness for me. But greatness in general, I guess it's just being happy in life and
Mm.
knowing you're healthy, knowing you've got a healthy family, and knowing you've got healthy kids. It's just that's greatness, because not everyone can have the same greatness as me, because I'm in a career of brutality,
Mm.
and competition. That don't have to be that don't have to be your greatness, but for me, that was mine.
A lot of boxers in the sport fight for different reasons. Some like to fight, some are competitive, some love the sport of boxing, some love the adrenaline of winning, and that's why they do it. What is it for you? Why do you fight?
I mean, winning, winning is a good thing, but if you get to the top level, there's also there's a lot of money in boxing.
Mm.
You get there, and as this is the career job role, that's probably the goal, to be able to come out of it in a healthy position and a
Mm-hmm.
comfortable position to be able to sort your family out, or your kids out, or whoever you wish to be able to help
Mm-hmm.
in that. I'd love to be able to move my mum and stuff like that. So if I can do that before I finish this career, then that will make me happy.
So when you win on the nights where you have a fight and the win comes in, who's the first person that you seek out to celebrate with? Is it your mom? Who's the first person on the phone? Who's the first person that comes to see you backstage?
Um, do you know what? I can't even. It's just there's a bunch of people. When you win, it's a lot of commotion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to take pictures with everyone. I mean, it's just probably it's mad. Probably the fans just in the arena
Mm.
when you're walking out, shouting your name and can I take a picture and this and that. I mean, it's all that. But like in regards to family, yeah, probably probably my mum.
Mm-hmm. So, like you said, the big fight nights, the nights now that you're kind of having to get used to being on that big stage, you come across as a very confident character, not just in the ring, but outside it as well.
Yeah,
How does that, is there moments where you're not so confident? Where are the not so confident moments?
I guess they happen in the gym, in training.
Mm.
I mean, it's not so much of not confidence, but I mean, you have your up and your down days in like in anything. You can go in and have a bad spar and think, oh, it's boxing for me, and that'll be because you
Mm-hmm.
got hit because you might have got hit 2 or 3 times in a spar, where really you don't want to get hit, none at all. No, but that's just the inner competitiveness inside me. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, in regards to that, just I don't know. It's just probably built again. Something that's built in. I'm just a confident person. Always
Would
have
would
been.
you were always like that even as a child?
Always, yeah. From my child, my mum will tell you, in anything I used to, before I could fight, I used to think I could fight. And it was just I just had a global confidence from being young.
So how did it come about that you took your first steps into a boxing gym? Was it a family member? Did you watch boxing on TV? What was it for you?
I've always watched boxing, always from when Tyson used to fight, and probably even before then maybe. But I guess I just I was on the estate one time, just being daft really, and my trainer now, Pat, he come and got me off the estate and took me into the gym and was like, do this instead. Like, put your energy into this. And I was doing it for a bit, and then Brian Hughes, ex-trainer from my gym, MBE, he said to Pat, he can be good, but he can be good. And this before I was taking anything serious. And because I was still messing about, I was going to the gym and doing stuff I probably shouldn't have been doing, Pat was like, right, Brian likes you. He thinks you can do something in boxing. If you want to be trained by him, let's not waste his time. You either take it serious or just tell him you want to be a keep fitter. And from there, I just said, all right, let me try this boxing thing. And you know, I was pretty good at it. So, man, no.
Do you know what? Your story about having that person, that coach or that influential person that kind of spotted you and like encouraged you to keep going and to train hard, that's not uncommon. There's so many boxers that have that. And it just seems like such a special bond or a special path that you go on with someone, because look where you are now. And if that person hadn't have stepped up and seen something in you or taken a chance on you, then where would you be, you know?
That's right, because Pat didn't even see it. Pat was just, obviously, because Pat just seen me as the kid messed about. So he probably wouldn't have told me, like, look, you can box. It was Brian said he can be good, and then probably, if Pat didn't give me the ultimatum of box or don't, I probably wouldn't have done it. So yeah, you're right. It's a mad story, and I do a lot of boxers do have that, because I can guarantee a lot of boxers was just like me and just messing about and just walked into the gym and then was told, you know what, you could be all right, and took it serious. And I can guarantee a lot of fighters are like that.
They are, and you know what? Even we'll say with the amateur guys that have trained since they're very young and they're doing great things, and then they get to that age of 17, 18, 19, and it's partying, they get girlfriends or they get boyfriends, and you know, the party life takes over and they kind of drift away from the sport, and there's a lot of lost talent. You know, what would you say to someone who was watching this that is that age, that has slipped away from boxing but had always got desires to be great and to do great things?
Just get back into it. Because, you know, if you don't do it before it's too late, you will always have the regret of or the thought of could I have been. And you'll always, because you like boxing, you'll always watch boxing and think I could have been there, and a regret like that is something you can never chase. It will always be something in the distance, and you'll never be able to know if you could have been or should have been. I mean, your life can change, and life's about choices, isn't it? If you would
Yes, it
even
is.
give, even if you're not successful in doing it, at least give it a try, because you might be, and that might can change your life. So it's well worth doing.
Absolutely. I imagine, I could be wrong, but securing your spot on Team GB, that must have been a very proud moment for you. I know that over here with the Team Ireland guys, they all have
Yeah,
a massive amount of pride in
yeah.
representing their country.
Do you know what? It's mad, because before I got the call up to go to GNTB, I never knew about it. Again, I never looked too much into amateur boxing. I never knew how the Olympics went on. I never knew how the you got chose for GB. And then when I got to the finals, and then I got a call up like, come and do an assessment, I was like, oh no, sorry, I'm lying. When I got to the finals and I had to fight GB's number one, I was like, who's GB number one? Like, what's this? Never understood. And my coach was like, look, you beat him, you're gonna get a call up. I'm like, all right, sweet. And then I got a call up to go there, and when I got there, it was like, oh, this is new. And then you see all the pictures around of all the people that have won Olympic medals and Commonwealth medals, and you see all the people that you like, your Anthony Joshua's, you Joshua Boatzes, you Anthony Fowler's, you know, the list could the list could go on, and you see around them, and you're like, wow, this is it. You know what I mean? And then you on your assessment, you actually feel like, yeah, like you say, it's a proud moment. You get your Great Britain tracksuit. You put it on. You don't want to take it off when you first get it. I couldn't wait to get mine. The few people that I used to train with, they couldn't wait to get theirs as well. So yeah, man, it's a proud moment to be able to say I fought for my country.
What other proud moments has there been to date?
Winning my first amateur fight. Winning my first professional title. Having my debut on the Crawler Linares number one. A box in front of my son. That was a proud moment. Um, there's been many. There's been many. Boxing for the first time for GB, flying away around the country, around the world. Sorry. Yeah, man. I'm happy with what's going on. I am proud of myself as well, in regards to like where I started and where I am now. Because I'd never have thought it.
Yeah, and that's a really important thing to take notice of, I feel, because some people don't take the time to be proud of themselves. It's
Yeah,
only years after when they retire and they look back and go, God, I really did some great stuff. So I think it's really important, while it's happening, to be
yeah.
proud of
You have to.
yourself, right?
Yeah, you have to and you have to enjoy it, and you have to understand that it's not easy.
Mm.
This sport is not easy. It's not easy. It's not. It's a naked sport, and you can get exposed. And to get to get as far as I don't believe I'm anywhere near where I should be, where I want to be. But even to get as far as a Commonwealth title, which is near a British title, or for nearly fight for it, it's hard to get it. It's hard.
So here's a question for you. You obviously grew up watching boxing on TV. You saw the big fight nights and the lights and the press conference and everything. How different is it now that you're doing it to what you thought it was back in those days?
Um, again, as much as it, like I, I've not had that. Like I've had a big fight. Obviously, my Commonwealth title was big in front of thousands of people, but I've not had that world title fight yet. Like I've not.
Mm.
So to say what it'd be like being the main event of it, or even like my last fight would have been my next fight. So it's going to be co-main event in front of thousands. That would have been for me where I can say, right, this is it now.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been so. I can't really answer that question yet because the fights you're talking about, I'm thinking of like the main event cards.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know yet. I don't know.
Do you think that your fight is warranted as a main event? So lots of people have been talking about that for months now.
It,
That
I said that.
it's a great
I said that.
co-main, but it could be a main.
Yeah, it could 100% could definitely be a main event fight. 1,000,000% could be with two English boxers, two great boxers. Good little bit of name for ourselves, and I believe that as well, even from the feedback of the comments and from the public and whatnot and the fans, just it definitely could be a main event fight.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? It might be. It might even be. It might even be by the time this is all over and stuff like that. It might even get there.
Absolutely. You seem like extremely focused. Do you just really look at your career and it's fight by fight? Like obviously you have the world titles in mind, you have the goals that you have, but I get the impression that you don't see past the fight that's scheduled.
Yeah, well, no, you can't. You can't afford to do that because one slip you can get knocked out. So
Mm.
it's not. It's not worth it. I mean, it is again if you on the come up, like when you fight in German and stuff. I mean, you do take them serious, but you can't. Like at the start, you probably can. Maybe I don't know. You shouldn't, but like as a boxer, you probably do
Mm.
subconsciously. But like when you start getting to near titles or like get your hands on titles, you can't afford to look past anybody at all. You can't because one slip up could be like people only remember your last fight. You're only as good as your last fight.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can't really.
especially in this sport.
Yeah, exactly. So you can go from world champion to and lose a bad decision, and that's it.
Hmm.
Everyone writes you off. Oh, look, he's not as good as he used to be. So when you get to a level of this now, every fight has to be taken even more serious than you was taking it.
Hmm.
Can't afford to slip up.
What's been the best bit of advice that someone has given to you?
Um, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Careful what you wish for, because You can wish for like example. It's like example for me. Like 2 years ago, like people were saying you're gonna fight hard. You're gonna fight hard. You're gonna fight hard. This was 2 years ago. Now it's here, and it's gone. And it seems to have gone fast. I mean, so if I wasn't mentally prepared for that, then I would have to have been careful what I wish for. And
Yes.
that's the same. And that's the same in any sense. You have to be careful what you wish for. You never know when you're gonna get that phone call.
Hmm.
Be prepared. Be prepared for what you're actually asking for.
On that, do you do visualization? Does that play a part in your getting ready to fight?
Yeah, yeah, that's in every fight. It's in every fight. Go over it. You visualize winning. I visualize getting beat. I visualize getting knocked down. I visualize getting knocked. Every single situation that can happen in a fight, I visualize, and you try to obviously avoid getting beat as much as you can. You know what I mean? You just gotta get just so you're trying to tick every box that can possibly happen.
Mm.
When you're running, when you're training, stuff like that. Visualize knocking people out. I don't know. I kind of guess all boxers do it. I think, and then any boxer around me that I spoke to, they do it. So it's just a boxers thing, maybe, or a fighters thing. Sorry. So
How would you like to be remembered when it's all done?
still, it's the, the kid from Manchester that went and won a world title and changed his life. Humble it. And I will be.
It's not
I
a
will
bad
be.
way to be remembered.
I will be remembered like that. I will. But
Well, while we were talking, everyone had an opportunity today to send in some questions on what they wanted to
okay.
ask you. So I'm going to go in and just check the question box and see what they want to ask. Sonny Edwards would like to know, how much has he influenced your career?
Sonny Edwards, a lot. I mean, I aspire to be as big as he is. Not in height because he's only small, but because obviously he's got a few belts. He's got 5 now. So as long as I can go somewhere towards that region, I'll be okay.
Good answer. um, Raheem666 has asked, who do you see as a potential next fight after Anthony?
I don't know, man. Like, again, it's run. He's in the fighting line, so
Yeah.
I have no idea. Might be a world title. It could be a fight after that. It depends. We'll see, man. We'll see.
Wait and see. Get past Anthony first. Dayan has asked, what's the first thing you are going to do once quarantine has ended?
I don't know. Spa, probably.
Yeah, I think most boxers want to get back to the game and just spar, right?
Yeah.
Let's have a look here. Mark has asked a question. He's like, do you watch old fighters? And if so, who?
I like to watch Muhammad Ali.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? I don't even search a name, but then so I'll type say Muhammad Ali
Mm-hmm.
versus I don't know Larry Holmes or whatever, and then the fights that come up like underneath that, you come across fighters that you wouldn't even ever watch before,
Yeah.
and so whoever related to them in that time, Ron Lyle and was it Ron Lyle and the kick? I got a fighter called Ron Lyle. He boxed. It might have been George Foreman. Anyway, it was but that's how I watch them anyway. I don't search them and I
Mm-hmm.
just put them. I put a fighter in, and then whatever is related to them, I watch them.
Yeah. It's a good technique. um, Rizzle Dizzle Manizzle has asked, in your opinion, if Bugsy didn't make music, could he make it as a boxer? This is Bugsy Malone, right?
Yeah, Bugsy could have done. Bugs is a good boxer. He definitely. I believe so. Anyway, I believe so. We was my sparring partner for a long time, so we used to have some good spars and stuff like that. So and he was sharp. Sharp. I'm sure everyone's seen he still boxes now and still does his fingers, still spars and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's a very motivated person as well. Another person that's around me that's been successful and motivates me as well to be successful. So I'm sure as competitive as he is, and he likes to be the best at things, he could have been a good boxer.
Yeah. And you know what? One thing I've always said about Bugsy in particular, and seeing the rise of him, is if you could bottle his motivation, you'd be a billionaire,
Yeah.
right?
He's very, very, very motivated person. Very smart as well.
Very.
Very,
I don't know if this is someone that you know, but they've said it's Jesmond, and he said, "Can you ask Lyndon after he's finished boxing, will he think about writing a cookbook? His recipes are amazing. Are you a good cook?"
did you not see me cook? Did you not see my cooking lesson? Well, you didn't see it.
No.
Well, anyway, it was called. Listen, it was called creme de la bien and to waste.
Woo!
It's exactly. It sounds amazing, doesn't it? It's a French dish. Yeah, I can't give too much away, but just know that I might start my own cookbook. It's something that I've looked at. I might even do it while I'm boxing for boxers' meals. I might get it done.
Sounds amazing.
It
So
tasted
what is it? Is it a meat? Like what is it? A meat dish? What is it?
it's it's protein and it marinates in a lovely sauce. Yeah, and the to waste has a bit of butter on it. And I mean, listen, I can't give too much away on the
Okay,
creme
look,
de la bien.
you have me at butter anyway, so I'm down.
There you go. I mean, you can imagine how it tastes. I can't give too much. Just know it was.
Ah, brilliant. Let's see. Try and get one more question before I let you go. Um, let's see. Dylan Cardwell Smith has asked, who is your biggest inspiration, or who has been your biggest inspiration?
Hmm, probably my son.
Mm.
Yeah, my son.
Is he old enough to know what dad does?
He knows a fight. He knows a box. I don't think he takes it serious. He just knows that like he calls me King Lyndon. He just knows that. He kind of knows about it. Kind of knows about it, but to be able to give him everything he wants
Hmm.
by the end of this, that would be my inspiration.
What if he turns around in 10, 15 years and says, I want to box too?
Uh,
Why not?
when he was born, that's all I wanted him to do.
Mm.
But it's not. No, it's not for
Is it
him,
because
man.
you know how difficult it is?
Yeah. And I don't believe I'd like to see my son in a fight
Mm.
like that. I just don't think his temperament. I mean, we don't know yet. It could change, but I just nah. I'm not. His face is too pretty. He can be a model. He don't got bright blue eyes. They don't need to box. He don't need to box.
That's a good enough answer. Okay, very last question, and it's one that gets asked every night from Karen. If you have to quarantine with 5 people, dead or alive, who are you choosing?
Kevin Hart,
Yes.
50 Cent,
Yes.
Jay-Z, Muhammad Ali, and let's say Dr. Sebi.
Oh, love that. Love Dr.
Um,
Sebi.
there we go. They're all probably going to be billionaires and very successful people, business minded. And Kevin Hart make us all laugh. Plus he's funny and plus he's smart. Plus
Yes,
he's
he
business.
is. He's very smart, very a lot of wise. But Ali and Dr. Sebi alone, that's a table of
Yeah.
wisdom right there, right?
Mike, can you imagine the questions you could ask?
Mm. So
So,
do you follow an alkaline diet?
do you know what? I know about it. I know about it. I'm probably going to look into it like a little bit more because I should
Mm-hmm.
do. And I know that Dr. Sebi and stuff. I know that they know a lot of stuff and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of nutritional stuff and stuff like that. So definitely something that I need to look in more. But
Mm-hmm.
I know about them enough to know that if I was in a house with 5 people, he'd be one of them.
Yeah. Good answer. Very good. Well, thank you so much.
No problem, no problem. Thank
Appreciate
you.
you taking the time.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's good, man. It's been a good little interview. I liked it. I enjoyed
Thank
it.
you very much. Thank you. Hopefully, I will be at your next fight and we can do
Yeah,
a proper
yeah,
interview.
yeah, no,
And yeah, looking forward to getting it, seeing when it's announced, you know. I
yeah,
think everyone's just excited for boxing to get back.
yeah. Me too, me too.
Well, listen, best of luck with the rest of your training and speak to you soon.
See you later.
Thanks, Lyndon. See you later.
Bye.